Welcome to season 2, episode 2 of Keeping It Real podcast. You guys, we are so glad to be back with you guys. We had to take a few weeks off for me to take care of my health and get myself together because, health is so important. Make sure you guys hit that like button and make sure you guys subscribe to our channel because we have some great guests coming up in these upcoming weeks that you do not want to miss. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Today we are joined with a special guest. We have Nicolette Decatur with the Ep.2 program at Ohio State University. Welcome to the podcast, Nicolette Decatur.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me and inviting me.
You guys may see she has an Ohio State gear on. You guys, I don't know if she's a true Ohio State fan or not. I'm about to test her out real quick and see if she's a real Ohio State fan. OH.
IO, let's go. Yes.
That wasn't loud enough. I don't think that was loud enough. I don't think they got that right. Let's try that again. OH.
IO, let's go.
Let's go. So you guys don't know, but she also has some kids that go to Ohio State. Her daughter just graduated last year, and she has two boys, two phenomenal wrestlers at Ohio State. Jacob and Jordan Decatur. They're known as the Decatur Boys. If you guys do not know about them, go do some research, and you will know about them. But you guys, we invited Nicolette to join us today to talk about our topic, which is Life Alert. You guys are probably like, Life Alert? You guys probably, that's the health machine, isn't it? Yes, it is. Many times this year, I feel like right now it's like a life alert. Like we need to take a life alert, press that button, and examine our life. Because I feel like at the beginning of the year, we make so many goals. We want to be the best person. We want to get fit. We want to get physical. We want to have the best health. But I think by the time the second or third day, we'd have gave up. We'd have threw in the towel. We'd have said, I need that cheeseburger from McDonald's. I need that Golly Boy. I need something. And we lose track. But we invited her here to talk about, to share some health tips with you guys and to talk about the program that she works for. So, Nicolette, if you don't mind sharing a little bit about the organization and the program that you work for.
So, hello, everybody. Jarvis is absolutely right. At the beginning of the year, we all make all of these resolutions that we want to do, and we want to get our health together, and we want to get fit, and we want to learn to eat healthy and do all of those things. And usually by now, what's today? Like the 28th of the month of January. By now, we've already stopped doing what we said we were going to do and gotten back into our old habits again. So Jarvis is right. I work for the Ohio State University Extension Office. So I work for a program called FNEP, and FNEP is EFNEP, and that is Expanded Food Nutrition Education Program. We are a grant-funded program. We are a free program. We come in, what we do is, I teach adults. We have a program where we also teach youth and school-age children, but I work with our adults. I'm a program assistant for this program. And so I teach adults. I come in and we just talk about food and nutrition. We talk about food and nutrition. We talk about ways that we can get healthy. Anybody can you can join this program. And typically we work with families with children. So families with children, or if you have children around you, grandchildren, nieces or nephews that you sometimes feed in your home, we can include them as well. And so we just come in and we do a 9-week course. It's for 9 weeks. We meet at the same time every week for about an hour. Each lesson is laid out for us. It is all research-based material that we share with you through the USDA. And it's, we work out, we teach a curriculum called ESBA. ESBA is ESBA, and that stands for Eating Smart, Being Active. Many times you'll hear people say they want to get their eating habits together, but they don't do any movement. They don't move their bodies. or they're such a fitness buff that all they do is work out, but they don't pay attention to what they're eating and what they're putting in their bodies. We teach that you have to do both. You have to do both. You have to learn how to eat smart and you have to be active in order for us to lead those healthy lifestyles that we want to live.
And I want you guys to know, I actually took a few of her classes, a few of them. And I tell you that, the meals are great. Sometimes you have to transition from our daily meals that we have to something a little bit healthier. I think the time that I went, they had like some kind of tuna mix they had, which I was like, I love tuna, but in something we had was different. And I tell you guys, she said exercising. I tell you, don't think you're not going to go to her class and not exercise, because she's going to make sure that everybody exercise. And I don't mean a little like 2 jumping jacks, 3 jumping jacks. I mean 25 jumping jacks probably. And she's going to make sure you're tired when you're done. So I enjoyed the class. But, I was tired afterwards.
Talking about that exercise, Jarvis, one thing that people need to know is that everybody can do something. And so when we talk about exercise, I don't mean you have to go to this gym. I don't mean that you have to use, all of this extra equipment. Just getting up, moving our bodies. Everybody can move. I don't care, what age you are, young people, old people, middle-aged people. Everybody can do something to move their bodies. And so even if you're confined to just sitting down all the time, even just sitting down all the time, you can move your arms, you can, lift your legs up, you can do something. And so that is our goal. We try to get everybody to move their bodies and get that blood flowing. You've got to move your body. It's going to help you. You're going to feel better. And there's so many things that we can do. If you're on a bus, get off a stop earlier. If you're driving in a car, don't look for that first parking spot right there closest to the door. Park a little ways away and walk the rest of the way. Walking is perfect. Right now it's cold outside, it's snowing. Y'all know I'm not going outside walking, right? I don't have a dog to walk, so I'm not going out there walking. But I can walk around my house. I can walk up and down my stairs if I have steps in my house. Don't sit down and just watch TV all day. I can get up and move when those commercials come on, or in between. If I'm binge watching, we get into that binge watching and we can stay there all day, right? You can't do it. We've got to move our bodies. It's so important.
That is so great that she talked about different ways that you can exercise, because I feel like a lot of people, especially during this pandemic, came up with all kind of excuses. I can't go to the gym, so I'm not working out. Or a lot of us talk about we look at the prices, healthy versus not healthy, and we always say, well, why am I going healthy if I got to pay more money? Well, sometimes we have to put forth that effort. And we have to pay the little extra couple dollars. We have to go from drinking pop to water, or slowly. It's all about a process. I said myself, I was a big pop drinker, but then I gave up pop, and then I'm like, I gotta have something. But then now, sometimes you have to go from flavored water to regular water. You work your way there.
Right.
Some of you guys don't know. But it was ironic when we found out Nicolette signed up, got a position for nutrition, a healthy nutrition program, because Nicolette,
don't tell all my business.
Nicolette likes to, how most people have a cup of coffee or maybe a glass of water when they wake up. Nicolette likes to have a Pepsi everywhere she goes. Everywhere it's like.
It wasn't just a Pepsi. Let me tell you, I was addicted. It was an addiction for me. And people around me would talk about it and would say different things. Like, my church has been praying for years. That girl needs to be delivered from that. But it wasn't until the pandemic. I'll be honest. It was during the pandemic when I was home and we were working from home. And I had the time to notice that I was drinking about 2 liters a day. And I'll be honest, that scared me. It really scared me. I'm like, I teach this information. I can tell you that a 20-ounce bottle of Pepsi has about 20 teaspoons of sugar. 20 teaspoons of sugar in a 20-ounce bottle. That's half of that bottle. And I know what sugar can do to us. I know what too much sugar can do to us. And so that really scared me. And honest to goodness, God took it from me, through prayer. I kind of went cold turkey with it. And so now, I started drinking water. I didn't drink water previous to that. And let me tell you, I had a kidney disease. Hold up, my twins that Jarvis talked about they are now 20 years old. And if I can just share this testimony, Jarvis, if that's
Go
okay.
right ahead.
But I did have a kidney disease, and membranous nephropathy was the name of the disease. And what happened is I would spill too much protein through my urine. And we shouldn't spill any protein through our urine. And I can't remember what my numbers were. They were astronomical. And so I had that kidney disease. I was 30 years old. Found out that this kidney disease that I had is usually a secondary disease to some horrific other things. And usually people who are older would get this disease. Well, I ended up with this disease. The one thing my doctor told me was to not get pregnant during that time. So on birth control, I still end up pregnant. You heard Jarvis talk about the twins, Jacob and Jordan. Ended up pregnant with Jacob and Jordan. Went to the doctor. He says I needed to abort. Pray to God. He said, no, that's not what I want for you at this time. And so my husband and I together made the decision to go ahead and have the babies. And through that process, God healed me. God healed me through being pregnant with those twins. But I can't say that kidney disease was not attributed to the amount of soda, sugar, and caffeine that I was putting inside of my body. And so there's a scripture, you all that know me know that I'm saved and I love the Lord and I'm a Christian. And there is a scripture in the Bible, I believe it is in 3rd John, that says, beloved, I wish above all things that you will prosper and be in good health, even as your soul prospers. And so for those of us that are, aiming to do the work of the Lord, aiming to, to work in church, our body needs to be healthy. We want to do things with our children. We want to raise up our children. You want to be able to play with their children. Our bodies need to be healthy. In order for God to get the most out of us, we have to have strength. We have to be healthy. And so that comes back to what we put in our mouth. Everything that we eat, everything that we drink, it all adds up. Everything adds up. And so, the average diet, they say should be about 2,000 calories a day. And we don't want all of those calories to be sugar. If I'm drinking a 20-ounce Pepsi, and listen, I'm not the food police. That's not what I am. There are some things that I still struggle with that I'm trying, getting better with daily. But drinking water was a big thing for me because not only did I drink that amount of Pepsi, and here's a real addict, I could drink Pepsi or Coke. It didn't matter. Most people have a preference. I could do either one. And so, and not drinking any water. So we have to get that water in our body. You have to, hydrate yourself, get that water in. If you aren't drinking water, Jarvis, you mentioned some awesome tips. The flavored water, put some fruit inside of your water. Cut up some lemons, cut up some lime, put some strawberries in there, put some apples in there, put some fruit inside of your water if you don't like just the taste of just water. But those flavored waters, it took me a while because I was like, oh, it has an aftertaste. But that's because I was used to putting all that sugar in my body, right? Everything, unless it was Pepsi, everything had an aftertaste. But I love those the flavored waters. They don't have any sugar in them. The little packets that you can get to put inside of your water, they don't have any sugar in them. Get those, put that in your water, however you can get it in, especially, and I know I'm talking, you can cut me off at any time.
Go right ahead.
But especially if you are getting that exercise that we talked about, if you're going to be exercising, you should be drinking water. You should be drinking some water to get into your body when you're exercising. And if I can say this, those Gatorades and those Powerades, if we are not profusely sweating and pouring out that salt out of our body, then those are not drinks that we need to just be drinking, just all the time drinking, or giving to our children to just drink all the time, because those have a lot of sodium inside of them, and that is to replenish us. So if we aren't putting out anything, those are not the healthiest things for us to drink.
I'm so glad you touched on that, because I was just, I try to find alternative things to drink, and first thing I said, people say Gatorade is The most, go try Gatorade. So I went and tried it, and I looked at the back, and I said, "Whoa!" I said, "This is a lot of calories."
Yes.
And that's not
A lot
just
of
the only
calories, a
thing.
lot of sodium.
Yes, yes. And I've tried to also, want snacks. I like snacks. We gotta have some to snack on. A lot of us are sitting in the house, and we gotta have something to snack on. Whether it's popcorn, whether it's chips, whether it's something. I said, okay, if I'm gonna snack on something, why not be healthy? And I decided to go get a healthy popcorn, which I went and got the healthy popcorn, and I said, okay, this is healthy. They give all these health facts in the front. And as I was eating it, I looked on the back, and I said, this ain't healthy. This is not healthy. How is this healthy? So you guys have to make sure when you guys, make sure you guys are checking the
read the fact label. Yes, read the ingredient labels. Read the facts labels, and it's so important to learn how to read those and to know what you are looking for. It says on there, gives you the your daily value of calcium, daily value of protein. So it's important to know what you're looking at. The other thing that's important when you're looking at those labels is that know what the portion size is. I don't know. Some people, I know, like a lot of young people like to eat those. I don't know, young people or younger kids. I don't know, but the noodles, ramen noodles. Yes, and so a lot of people like to eat those. Do you know that is supposed to be? It's 2 servings. One of those is 2 servings. So when you look at those, not the noodles themselves, I'm not saying are unhealthy, but that seasoned packet is tons of sodium, so much sodium inside of there. And it might not mean anything to young people right now, but I say keep living, and that blood pressure is going to go up and go high. And so you want to pay attention to that and know that is not healthy. It is 2 servings. So when you're looking at those ingredient labels and the ingredient list on the back, make sure the first thing you find out is what is the serving size. Because you could be eating something and you eat it all at one time in one serving when it's meant to be eaten in 2 or 3 servings. And so when you're looking at that ingredient list, whatever it's saying about those numbers, if it says it's 2 servings, then you have to times that by 2.
Oh, man.
Yes.
So you guys, I'm learning things new. I'm learning things that I haven't learned in the class yet. But I tell you guys that it's all about, I feel like we need to take this time in 2021 and we need to stop making excuses and find some type of way to get healthy. Find some type of way to get ourselves together. Because it's on us. Like we always say, a change starts with you. So it's up to you to make the decision. It's not up to your husband. It's not up to your wife. It's not up to your kids. It's not up to your parents. It's up to you to make the decision to eat healthy. Because if you go drink 2 liters of pop a day, that's only hurting you. That's not hurting nobody else. That's just hurting yourself. So we have to learn how to put ourselves first and then worry about everybody else. We spend a lot of time talking about everybody else. Oh, that person's fat, that person's big, that person this and that. But at the same time, are you eating healthy yourself? You can't talk about somebody else when you're in the same boat. So we have to learn to do that. We have to learn to stop making excuses in 2021. So that I want you guys to do it. 2021, stop making excuses. So I want Nicolette to go ahead and just share some more health tips of ways they can, maybe some alternatives to some of the things that people are eating in their daily life that they can try to make not just their body healthy, but just their mind healthy, sir.
So I'll go back to the classes that I teach, the FNEP classes. I want to give you guys a little bit more information about that. So you may be wondering, how can I get these classes? How can I take these classes? So again, these classes are free and they are for families with, families with children, because we are a grant funded program. But I actually have some classes that are starting up. We are teaching our classes virtually through Zoom right now. And so you only need a group of maybe 3 or more people to sign up to take a class. If you don't mind, Jarvis, I will give my email address.
Yours fine. Go ahead.
Okay, so my email address is Decatur. That's Decatur. DECATUR.14 at OSU.edu. Decatur.14 at OSU.edu. I have a class right now that you could sign up for that's on Monday nights from 7 to 8 p.m. I have a class on Thursdays that you could take advantage of from 6 to 7 p.m. And then I have another class on Fridays that will be on Mondays that will be starting this upcoming Monday. And that one is 5:45 to 6:45 p.m. So I've got classes out there. You can start your own class, get a group of your friends together. And so some of the things that we talk about, there's 9 lessons. So we meet for 9 weeks. And I'm going to see if I can remember what my classes are in line without having it in front of me. But our first class is just getting to know each other, just finding out about the program. Our second class is get moving. And that's when we incorporate that exercise. We incorporate that movement piece in there. We talk about how to plan, how to shop, how to save. All of those things matter because we want our food dollars to stretch for the whole month, right? Who's ever run out of food dollars before the month ended? And it's because we didn't plan, and it's because we didn't budget. And so we talk about some of those things. We talk about in lesson 4, fruits and veggies. Half of our plate should be fruits and vegetables. It's when I was in school, we used to have the food pyramid. Well, they don't have the food pyramid anymore. They now have what's called My Plate. And My Plate shows us what our plate should look like every time we have a meal. And it shows us what those proportions should be. So half of our plate should be fruits and veggies. There are some quick ways. We get some quick tips on how you can take a plate and just add some quick fruit and vegetables to it. It doesn't take much to cut up an onion. It doesn't take much to cut up some peppers and have those available to add to your plate. We talk about grain foods. We talk about whole grains. All of the grains that we eat, they don't need to be whole grains, but at least half of the grains that we eat should be whole grain. And so popcorn is a whole grain. So popcorn could be a healthy snack, minus the salt and the butter and all that other stuff that we put on there. But we talk about whole grain foods. We talk about going lean with protein. We talk about how to keep our food safe to eat. We talk about there's a danger zone for our foods. We talk about what the danger zone is, how cold it should be, how warm it should be. How long can I leave it out before it's full of bacteria and germs that I don't see, but that are there? So we talk about those types of things, how to keep our food safe for us to eat. How to cut back on my sugar, my fat, and my salt. Whoa, that's a big one. That's most of us eat way more fat, sugar, and salt than we are supposed to, or than we need. So how can I cut back on some of those things? What are some tips? We talk about that. So the classes are all, like I said, evidence-based, research. It's not just stuff that we're throwing out there. Every class, we go over a different recipe. We share a recipe, and you actually graduate from this class. So when you graduate from this class, you get a cookbook that has all of the recipes that I've shared with you, along with some additional ones. You get a certificate that says that you graduated from, you completed the FNET program through Ohio State University, and you get a shopping list. And so taking a list and having a list with us definitely helps us save some money. You asked about what are some things that we can substitute. There's always things that you can substitute. Recipes, they give you a basic format, but then you can make that recipe your own recipe. One of the things that we make in the class, that's a class favorite, is a spinach lasagna. Most people say, oh, where's the meat? Listen, you don't miss the meat in this recipe. You can put whatever vegetables inside of there that you want. It's a quick recipe because we're used to baking our lasagna, right? You cook this right in a skillet, so it takes, I don't know, it's less than 20 minutes. The noodles are the thing that takes the longest to cook. After that, it's about 5-10 minutes and it's done. I just use some cottage cheese inside of there. Well, not the ricotta cheese, but cottage cheese you can use inside of there. We have some different salads that we can make, an apple salad, and put some yogurt inside of it. You can use yogurt for so many different things. So there is a lot. We learn a lot. We have fun. It's an interactive class, so it's not just me talking all the time. I know you're probably tired of hearing me already, but it's very interactive. It's fun. You'll love it. And again, you can go right to my email. You can reach out to me via email. Let me know you're interested. Let me know what times are good for you, and we'll see what class we can get you in. That is Decatur, DECATUR.14 at osu.edu. I'll give you my phone number to my desk phone is 234-226-6635. Again, 234-226-6635. If you have a group, if you have a church group, maybe you have a group of athletes, if you're a cheerleading coach, if you're a wrestling coach, and you want them, to learn some healthy tips, we can come in, we can do the class. And again, it's offering. Right now, we're doing everything via Zoom. Once once we get past COVID, maybe we'll be back to being able to actually come to you. And actually what happens in those classes is I come to you, I bring those recipes I'm talking about, I bring all the food, I bring an electric skillet, and you all who are in the class actually make the recipe. Of course, we can't do that now because of COVID, but.
Wow, and I tell you that the interactive part is most important because you guys get to actually do it yourself, and you guys get to understand. Okay, well, now I know how to measure. Now I know how to do this. So you guys will learn that. You guys will learn those basic skills and basic tips. So we want to thank Nicolette for joining us today. We want to make sure you guys, like I said, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, make sure you guys hit that like button. Hit that like button and share this podcast with all your family and friends, because a lot of us are struggling with our health. So make sure you guys share this. Also, we're available on all listening platforms. Just to name a few: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, audio. So we're all. There's no excuse why you guys aren't listening to our podcast. Next week we will have we'll have Damian Jackson joining us again. We're going to be talking about old school music versus today music and how it has an influence on people. So you guys don't want to miss out on that. Also, make sure you guys go follow us on our Facebook, Keeping It Real Podcast, and also on our Instagram, Keeping It Real Pod C. So like I said, thanks again, Nicolette, for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Taking time out your day. Ooh. So, like we always say, a change starts with you.